Hi, and welcome back to the channel. When was the last time you remember reading a book at a stretch in one sitting or in a couple of sittings? When was the last time you engaged with something, a passion or a hobby or something at a stretch that completely absorbed you and you were at your creative best and you experienced this state of flow and complete laya, as we call it in Sanskrit, absorption. So one of the most concerning and urgent epidemics of the modern society is that of dwindling attention spans. And there are many reasons for it that people are already aware of, mostly digital media, smartphones, consumption of online content that is, where everything happens faster and faster, shorter and shorter time run times, and people want to consume as much as possible, as fast as possible before they move on to something else without pausing to consider it, digest, understand. So there's basically it's exactly like eating. It's exactly like eating without digesting it. Mindless, non-stop, continual consumption because you're bored, because you're unable to focus, because there is fear of missing out, and not taking the time to absorb what you consumed, and not being mindful of what's in your mouth, and not chewing and swallowing slowly and mindfully and consciously, simply going for that next morsel. And consumption comes in all forms, so this is exactly what we do with our minds. There is again, to borrow a word from Sanskrit, the ideal word I can think of is grahan. So for example, grahan is to grab and to grab hold of. So when an eclipse happens, for example, it's called a grahan, a Surya grahan or a Chandra grahan, because Rahu or Ketu, I forget which, are imagined to grab hold of the suns or the moon, or to grasp. In fact, a related word in yoga is aparigraha. So one of the things that a yogi should do is practice aparigraha, which is the opposite of grasping, non-grabbing or non-coveting. But then I kind of digress. So the point I was making was that we constantly grasp somewhat desperately at reality, at chunks of reality. We want to consume a little bit of this and a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and then we don't digest it. And it's all there, unprocessed in our system, that we don't release or let go of, causing it to stagnate and block the path of a free circulation of energy. And I'm no longer talking about actual digestion, but even mental digestion, energetic circulation. And it puts you in this sort of a vicious cycle of going for more and more and more and more consumption without ever being satisfied or fulfilled. So the time has come where you should stop and consider and pause and ask yourself, when do you stop consuming and start creating? It's time for you to express and create and mold. No matter what it is, it doesn't have to be financially profitable. Just do it. Nobody has to see it. It could just be for your own eyes, but just do it. It doesn't have to bring you money, just do it. So I think we are all at a stage where we need to create and not consume. Take a pause from consumption. Fast. They call it digital fasting for a reason. Uh, because I think it's time that we reclaim our attention spans because attention is currency. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but it's true.